Hello, lovelies. Esther here. And I just want to share a very simple mindful tarot reading practice this morning, a practice that I call Roots and Canopy. The image behind the practice is really an image that comes from a kind of mindful meditative posture, like taking a moment. And I invite you, if it's comfortable to do this with me, taking a moment as we're sitting to sit up, not to like tighten the spine, but just to sit up, to open the chest, the heart area, right? Sort of allowing our shoulders to expand, and to take a deep breath in, breathing out. So on the in-breath, if this is comfortable, on the in-breath, feeling the body expand and open, the heart opening, the rib cage opening, our shoulders lifting toward the ceiling. And on the out-breath, allowing the shoulders to relax. Right? My belly is soft. I'm sitting on a cushion on the ground. You might be sitting in a chair, on a couch, or you might be standing. I don't know. You might be driving your car. I hope you're not driving watching this. But if possible, just allowing the feet or the lower body to really be in contact with the earth. So that breathing in, expanding, settling. This is about dropping anchor and about finding my roots, right? My groundedness down through the earth, and experiencing, like a tree, the possibility of the canopy that expands out toward the sky, right? So this roots and canopy reading practice is kind of borrowing from a sense of mindful dropping anchor, of mindful groundedness. And if breathing deeply is uncomfortable, if our body is in pain, or our lungs are tight, we can actually just notice the weight of the body. Gravity is our friend. Just trust gravity, right? Allow ourselves to feel that tug of gravity, to feel it in our hips, in our legs, in our feet on the ground, right? Allow the hands to rest in our lap. Roots and canopy. Now, the reason I wanted to share this practice this morning is because I woke up feeling kind of wobbly, kind of distressed. I read too much news about Ukraine, and and I'm thinking about the suffering closer to home, people I know that are struggling. I had a stupid argument with my husband. That was kind of like, we made up, lovey-dovey. I made him eggs and potatoes for breakfast, all good stuff. But there's this kind of tightness here and this kind of jitteriness. Okay, so in these moments when we feel a little bit, a little bit of that, the tarot in this roots and canopy practice can kind of help us, not with answers, but help us find our roots, find our expansiveness, okay, in this moment, without forcing anything, without changing anything. So again, if you feel like practicing this with me right now, encouragement is to take out a deck of cards, to kind of hold it in your hands. I'm holding it up, but you can hold it down lower, what's comfortable, and then to just take that deep breath in, settling, and then just shuffling. And I shuffled these cards before, and you might just want to shuffle sort of normally, the way you normally do before you start this practice, because I think the act of shuffling, we can sometimes get like kind of lost in hunched over in that activity. I just want now just kind of a experiencing of the cards, maybe taking another deep breath. And I'm going to pick my first card, Roots. Oh, the sun. Okay. That sense of light, of clarity, of expansive, bright energy, right? You know, what it is that allows the flag to unfurl, the baby to ride naked on the horse, the creepy baby. I always think in Pamela Coleman Smith's imagery, right? But just that sense, the sun, of a kind of coming into the light of enlightenment. You know, I just want to connect right now. And for me, I'm sort of feeling that brightness of the sun down in my my gut, in my belly, in my second chakra. I'm just sort of feeling into the ways in which that brightness, that expansiveness is right down here, down toward my pelvic girdle, where my hips meet the cushion underneath me. Just an encouragement to feel that sun energy right there, that vitality, and even perhaps noticing the ways in which the nervousness, the energy of kind of anxiety and that grief of how messed up, how fucked up the world is right now, that kind of intense energy, that's also the sun. That's also shedding light everywhere. That's seeing, that's opening into what is right now in the world, which is messed up, down in my belly. Now, canopy. So what it is that allows me to reach high, reach toward the sun, bring that sun energy into the world. Oh, this is the card of suffering and dissatisfaction, the Four of Cups. Oh, no, there's nothing. The world has nothing for me. Some people, and in some decks, this card feels more like the kind of, can feel like a kind of restraint, a kind of like, okay, I'm going to like sort of keep my energy back. But this card for me, you know, it really is that I can't look up, right? It's a card of disappointment and dissatisfaction. So how is that my canopy, right? In some ways, it feels like the sun should be my canopy, and this might be at my root, my sense of distress and dis-ease, what the Buddhists call dukkha, that sense that the world is unsatisfactory, that the world is broken. That might be what's at my root. But this roots and canopy reading is saying, no, okay, Esther, today, how is that suffering, that sense of suffering, how is that actually what allows you to open into the world? Don't be afraid of that sense of suffering, that sense that something is broken, that something is missing, that something is lacking. It's good information. In an important sense, it's true. There is lack, there is yearning, there is brokenness. That's why we need to reach out. The sun in my belly, that awareness of suffering up here. Roots and canopy. So this is a way of using the cards to help us in a very embodied way to connect again with the earth and with our sense of expansion. Now, I often like to end this roots and canopy reading by pulling. These days, I've been working again with my soul cards. This is Soul Cards 1, and I snagged a while back an AGM first edition, which has matte cardstock or semi-gloss. It's very nice. So a soul card, an oracle card, something that is a little bit more open-ended as my heart right now. And this is the soul card I'm picking. Oh, yeah. Roots, man. And this sense, you know, we curl down when we're in distress, but my roots and canopy, like Ken sitting on this huge rooted aliveness of a human life, allowing myself to feel into that, to feel into suffering. This is how I'm going to face this day. Roots and canopy. Okay. Yeah, hope that made sense. Hope that was useful. And as always, I thank you so much for your practice. Take good care, people.